We all buy insurance for a little peace of mind.
Well, so far this week, our Consumer Watch insurance series brought you the stories of disaster victims whose property policies didn't pay off. But tonight, Julie Watt shows us how some government-backed flood policies also left some drowning in debt. Julie?
Yeah, in addition to property policies, you can also purchase a federal flood policy through one of a select group of insurers authorized by FEMA. But as some in Capitola found out, FEMA doesn't regulate how much those insurers actually pay you for your damage. This was Capitola a little over 6 months ago, when engineers say a drain pipe break turned the village into a raging river. And this is Capitola today. The streets are dry, but the scars remain. Some storefronts are back to business as usual, while others remain empty. One of the primary differences, the insurance policies. They're closed because of the flood.
Yes, that was their breaking point.
While Karen Hanna's insurance company accepted her claim, she points out many are struggling because theirs were denied.
The floor is replaced.
Some are struggling even though theirs weren't.
They acknowledge that they're obligated. The question is how much.
Building owner Peter Dwyer says following the flood, he spent nearly $600,000 repairing the mercantile. But the administrator of his FEMA flood policy, Selective Insurance, offered to pay him less than 10%.
The machinery and drying alone was $140,000.
So when you hear that they were offering some $50,000, I mean, what would that have covered in here?
Maybe some of the painting.
Contractor Michael Fisher was shocked when he heard the adjuster relied on predetermined computer calculations for the payout instead of actual receipts, and so was insurance advocate Amy Boch.
Computers don't repair buildings. Contractors do.
She says when it comes to flood repair, the Selective Insurance adjusters seem to be using inaccurate information to calculate fair cost. For instance, its adjusters calculated the cost of antimicrobial treatment at 28 cents per unit. The actual cost, confirmed by various restoration companies in the area, is more than double that. Not only do we find similar discrepancies in everything from the price of water removal to the price of paint, but the estimate completely omits damage to a large portion of the building. When we questioned Selective Insurance about its payout, it blamed FEMA, saying it was simply following procedures outlined by the National Flood Insurance Program. But FEMA tells us it does not provide a price list and confirms Selective and its adjusters came up with the repair prices on their own. And while FEMA may not dictate the payout, Dwyer points out it does dictate which companies determine the payout.
They have a few selected insurance companies as opposed to the normal insurance world, which is very competitive.
He feels federal flood insurance is a monopoly. And unlike property policies, when it comes to government-backed FEMA insurers, Boch says lawyers are often reluctant to take them on. Can you ever expect to get a full rebuild?
Yes, some people do recover in full. It often takes more time and effort and money.
And after more than 6 months of fighting, for many in Capitola, time, effort, and money are dwindling.
It's been a roller coaster, that's all I can say.
Now, FEMA tells us its authorized insurers are required to follow a strict set of guidelines for investigating claims. We asked how it ensures those guidelines are followed, and we're still waiting for a response. I should note there were some positive stories in Capitola. We're told Allstate and farmers went out of their way to pay off many claims. But Boch warns don't rely on past performance to predict future payouts. We'll be right back.